This woke self-loathing.
And we will never let the woke left take it away.
It's because they're putting woke ideology
to a woke mob that can't even tell you what a woman is.
We need to ban people from using the word woke. Oh wait, sorry, I think I read that wrong. We need to ban white people from using the word woke. Silly me. We'll take it from the top. We need to ban white people from saying the word woke. In true colonizer fashion, a certain demographic has gotten hold of this word, taking it as their own, diluting its meaning, and have now decided to lecture those that actually came up with the word in the first place. The caucasity of America. Oh wait, sorry, I think I'm reading it wrong again. The history of America. But what does the word woke actually mean? The Merriam-Webster dictionary defines woke as somebody that is informed, educated, and conscious of social injustice and racial inequality. To be woke quite literally means to be awake. Be awoken is a call to awareness against the injustices black people face in America. Now, I don't know about you, and I don't know how, and I don't know why. Actually, I do. I don't know how and why this word has been hijacked, but I'm not going to say what race and what people have hijacked it. I'm not. White people. Hi, my name is Ore Lukoga. I am a broadcaster, presenter, cultural commentator, and all-round creative idiot. And welcome back to another episode of Small Talk. This is where I sit in my bed and I dissect the world of news, sport, entertainment, politics, current affairs, popular culture, and everything in between, but aim to delve a little bit deeper. The word woke and the idea of being woke isn't even that hard of a concept to grasp. Like, it's not that hard at all. In fact, this isn't even a new phenomenon because the word woke has been around for more than a century now. In 1938, the word stay woke was spoken on the outro of a song, Scottsborough's Boys, by an artist called Lead Belly. And this song was based on an Alabama case in which 9 black teenagers were accused of, fill in the blank, 2 white women. In this particular song, Lead Belly urges the listeners to stay woke and to keep their eyes open. That was in 1938. I know some of you aren't that old. I'm not that old. I'm only 21 years of age. Some of you obviously aren't that old, and you will know, or you might not know, Childish Gambino, who is an artist, and he had a song in 2016 called Redbone, and he also said the lyrics, stay woke. There are many other songs, many other articles, pieces of media that have referenced the word woke before the Black Lives Matter movement. In fact, there were articles published in the 1960s, most notably one published by the New York Times titled, If You're Woke, You Dig It. And this was an article about the slang and the colloquial language being used by Black Americans and African American communities at the time. So as you can see, I am painting an image, painting a picture for you here. And in this image and this picture, there is one common theme. Can you guess what that theme is? Any guesses? Black people. Now, we all know about the long, well-documented history of the treatment of black people in the land of the not-so-United States of America. And I'm somebody, I like to pride myself on the fact that I read. There is so much more to Black American history than slavery and oppression and racism. Should I go on? Because I can keep going. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and Barack Obama. Do you want me to keep going? I can keep going. Structural inequality, gang violence. That is all they ever tell you about Black American history. That's all that's ever told. And listen, I'm going to do a separate video about how people are struggling with critical thinking and comprehension in the present day, and how media literacy is declining at an insanely rapid rate. But if you are one of those people that suffer that, first of all, I don't judge. I do. But in this case, I don't judge. I'm going to implore you to read more. I'm going to implore you to engage your mind with content that is a bit more stimulating, challenging for the mind and the mental. And the reason why I say that is because I want you to ask yourself the question, why is that the only thing they ever tell you and they only ever show you about Black America? It's never anything that is overly positive. You know, it'll give you a little bit, but not too much. Why is that? And listen, that's before we even get into police brutality, because boy, that is a hefty topic that I neither have the time or the energy to explain at this present moment in time. You want me to talk about it? Basically, it's this thing where law enforcement and cops in America test their bullets in the backs of black bodies for no justifiable reason, and then the right-wing media and the right-wing press and the conservative people on the right wing basically hail that murderous officer a hero for terminating the life of an individual that posed no threat to them in the first place. But I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that, so that probably won't make the edit. So yeah, that's kind of what police brutality is in America. That was sarcasm, by the way, for those of you at the back that struggle with the concept of satire, as well as the concept of the word woke. This episode, we're going to get you to really engage your frontal lobe. Ouch, that hurt. So the word woke was created by black people and used by black people in order to inform other black people about the injustices happening to their fellow black people. So we know what the word woke actually means, we know where it comes from and who was responsible for it, but what we don't know is why in the last few years, like Michael Jackson, the word has gone from black to white. I can't lie, I'm really proud of that one. I'm proud of that joke. I'm proud of it. Jazz, blues, rock and roll, AAVE, Tiger Woods and Lips, all things stolen from black people. You guys can have Tiger Woods. Keep him. There is a long documented history of things that were stolen from black people by non-black people, including black people themselves. But that is a whole nother episode. We definitely don't have time for that today. But instead, what I want to focus on is the hijacking of language. Now, as I was writing this episode, I've been trying to pinpoint when I felt was the exact moment that the word woke lost all meaning. And like the many faces of J.D. Vance, I have been struggling. At some point, post the death of George Floyd, post the brutal murder of George Floyd, that is when the word woke started to appear more and more. Post that specific event, wokeness and woke ideology as terms slowly began to seep its way into mainstream media and everyday conversations. You'd turn the TV on to Fox News. I don't know why you'd want to do that anyway, but you turn the TV on to Fox News or CNN and you would see these people, you know what race? You would see these people red in the face, frothing at the mouth, veins pulsating from their temples, angry, incandescent that black people dared to demand basic human rights, dared to demand a little bit of diversity, a little bit of equity, a little bit of inclusion. Right-wing commentators, politicians, pundits have repackaged the word woke into this all-encompassing insult that is basically used to diminish progressive ideas. Climate activism, woke. Diversity in Hollywood, woke. Corporations acknowledging Pride Month, woke. And that's the part of this story I can't wrap my head around. I often think about the phrase, equality feels like oppression to those that are used to privilege. Equality feels like oppression to those that are used to privilege. And I genuinely struggle to understand how those that do not face certain injustices, who will never experience certain injustices, feel so emboldened to place themselves at the center of this conversation. They place themselves at the center of this conversation and they make it seem like they are the ones experiencing some form of injustice. Honestly, I actually applaud the level of gaslighting. I think it's incredible. The audacity is incredible. The way that this word has shifted was so strategic as well, because by turning woke into this catch-all pejorative, those that are resistant to social progress could basically discredit any movement without ever having to engage in real conversations. It was almost like this reverse Uno card. And then on the other side, you had people that were using the term woke to push awareness to their own social injustices and causes, which I'm not mad at because words and language evolve over time. And yes, I'm doing a whole video about how the word woke has been bastardized. I am also very aware that things evolve over time. But once again, in that evolution, it dilutes its original meaning. And like everything stolen from the blacks, the blacks is crazy, by the way. The blacks as a term, crazy. It was legit copied and pasted with no reference to the term's origin, meaning more and more people were hearing about the word for the first time, but they were hearing and learning about it in the wrong context. And that, for me, that is where it becomes problematic. Conservative and right-wing commentators adopted the word woke like Madonna adopts black children. Madonna then kissed Drake. And honestly, since then, nothing was the same. Do you know what's really funny, right? I wrote that joke and I wrote this script around the word woke in 2023. I've been sat on this for 2 years. And I wrote that without a clue in the world what was about to unravel in the year that was 2024. Talk about subtle foreshadowing. And in the grand scheme of things, Madonna has no relevance to this wider video at hand. But it does give me the excuse to show you this. That is Madonna's son dancing to Michael Jackson's They Don't Really Care About Us. So much to say, so much to unpack, but I simply don't have the time. The word woke has been weaponized by white people, and I know a lot of you listening to this and watching this are gonna feel very uncomfortable hearing that. But guess what? I don't care. I honestly couldn't care less. How about that? The likes of Elon Musk, Donald Trump, Joe Rogan, Nigel Farage, Boris Johnson, Piers Morgan, and many others have all continually used this word in the wrong context. Also, if you ever find yourself in a room with at least 3 of the aforementioned individuals at any given moment in time, I'm gonna hold your hand while I say this. I'm gonna be brutally honest with you here, because you are most definitely in the deepest depths of hell. Oh my God, you are in hell. Get some sunscreen while you're at it. They and everyone on the right have used the word woke as a scapegoat for everything that they oppose, from racial justice movements to LGBTQ plus rights and corporate diversity initiatives. And DEI, 3 great letters. DEI is now the new, rebooted, repackaged, recalibrated version of the word woke. Or you. Yes, you. Don't turn around. I'm talking to you, the one watching this video. Subscribe. Press the subscribe button. Go on. I know you want to. As you can tell, I'm very delirious. I've been filming this for 2 hours now. I'm going a bit crazy. But yeah, a lot of you that watch my videos aren't actually subscribed to my channel. And that makes me sad. That makes me really sad. I can fake some tears for you if you'd like. No, but seriously, I would appreciate it if you were to subscribe and engage with this content. I spend a lot of time researching, writing, piecing these videos together. And if you like them, I would just love for you to engage further. Subscribe, like, all of that good stuff. I really want to build a community here. I want to build a nice little community of people who are like-minded and people that don't actually agree with anything that I say as well. You know, I'm all about conversation, sparking thoughts, and yeah, that's what I'm trying to do here. So if you could press the subscribe button, you will be doing me the world of good. It pushes this video up the algorithm and it gives me the opportunity to create more of these videos. So thank you very much for your time, and back to the word woke. Like woke, DEI was never that hard of a concept to grasp. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. DEI initiatives were once seen as a necessary step towards workplace fairness and broader societal representation. And I ask you this question: who wouldn't want that? Who wouldn't want that? Donald Trump. And since this grown man-child has returned to the highest office in the land to play president for the second time, DEI has gone from being a framework for inclusivity and has now been reframed as an existential threat, a political buzzword, a dog whistle used against minority communities. Sorry, but Donald Trump is actually president of the United States of America. Donald, I grabbed him by the pussy, Trump, is the commander-in-chief of the United States of America. What simulation am I living in? They did it the first time and they said, yeah, the first time was so nice, we're gonna do it twice. He's president again. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Republicans have pushed this narrative that DEI initiatives are not about fairness, but actually that they discriminate against white Americans, they lower the standards in workplaces, and they lower the standards in schools. Remember at the start of the year, there were multiple planes in America crashing, and there were multiple planes that were just dropping from the sky. Well, President, I grabbed them by the pussy, Trump, blamed DEI hires on these plane crashes, when in actual fact, the pilots of these planes were white. Now that doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter that they were white, but the fact that he thought and assumed that non-white people were responsible says a lot. The reason why I've gone off on a tangent and slowly stepped away from the word woke in this particular episode, but we are going to tie it all back together in a cute little bow. The reason why I've gone off on a tangent is because this is the mindset that we are fighting against. It is so subtle, but so clear to see. In his mind and in the mind of many right-wing lunatic Americans, if the job is not done by a white man, then the job is probably not done properly. If the job is not done by a white man, then the job is probably not done properly. There is this subconscious belief that many people around the world have when it comes to black people. And it is this belief that we are primitive and we don't have the intellectual capabilities to do a job like flying a plane. Much how like the word woke has been stripped of its original meaning and weaponized, DEI has become shorthand for something more insidious. Because when conservatives go against DEI, they are often using it as a coded way to stoke fears around demographic change, to stoke fears around immigration and the supposed erosion of traditional American values. Now, remember when I said this earlier? Equality feels like oppression to those that are used to privilege. Equality feels like oppression to those that are used to privilege. If these minority groups, if these communities were given equal opportunity to begin with, then DEI would have never been a thing in the first place. Meritocracy is a facade. And ironically, many wealthy white people have the financial means to secure jobs, secure places in prestigious schools, colleges, universities, and grant opportunities to their children and to their family members, even when those individuals do not have the academic standards required to fulfill said opportunity. Because we all know somebody that's got a job because daddy got it for them. We all know somebody that got into university because daddy knows the vice chancellor. I'm not even mad at nepotism. I'm not mad at it at all. And I'll tell you this for free. I'm doing the exact same thing for my children when I have children. I'm going to do the same thing. I don't care. So when I see a certain demographic complaining about DEI, complaining about affirmative action, I'm literally sat here thinking, how fucking dare you? How dare you? We need to ban Unequal people from using the word woke until we can figure out what the hell is going on. Until we can figure out what is going on, we need to ban Unequal people from using the word woke. Because you can't just take something and claim it as your own and just change the meaning. Like, I know you've done that throughout history, but that can't run no more. That cannot run anymore. It's the idiots that read newspapers like the Daily Mail, the Sun, and they watch Fox News that have the inability to think critically and lack comprehension skills. They are the ones that lap all of this up. And honestly, the right-wing conservative commentators, they are laughing at you. They're laughing at you, and you're there slurping and twisting on the ball sack. Sorry, I didn't need to do that. Like, I could have just made that point without doing that. That's staying in the edit. That is definitely staying. The word has become a pejorative, because why would it be a bad thing to be concerned with social issues? Why would that be a bad thing? They see it as a threat to traditional values, a threat to societal norms, and a threat to freedom of speech. But guess what, Becky? It's not about you. It's not about you at all. The deliberate undermining of legitimate concerns around racism, inequality, and other forms of oppression makes it virtually impossible to have honest conversations in good faith. We need to ban white people from using the word woke. We need to ban white people from using the word woke, because I swear to God, if I hear this word used again in the wrong context, I'm going to projectile vomit all over myself and rub it into my skin, lotion it into my body like it was cocoa butter. Language is important. How we use words is important. The true meaning of the word woke is important. Yeah, man, that was a fun episode. That was a very fun episode. And if you made it this far, thank you very much for watching. I'd love for you to subscribe. I'd love for you to like the video. I'd love for you to press the notification bell so you know the next time I upload a video. Depending on what country you're in, I try to upload these videos every Monday afternoon. So yeah, there'll be another episode in exactly 7 days' time. Leave a comment in the comment section. What do you think about what I said? Do you use the word woke? Do you use it in the right context? Am I going crazy? Am I mad? Feel free to say whatever you want in your comments. And I guess I will see you on the next one.